So now you're thinking, Ryan, that's great. That's very abstract, though. What do I do with this? How am I supposed to compute anything with this? That's what I want to tell you now. So how to actually compute the tensor product between any two objects in general, but we'll start with vectors to build up the intuition. So given v being equal to v1 through vn, and w being equal to w1 through wm, the dimensions do not have to match to take the tensor product. I can have any two dimensions. Then, in this case, the tensor product v tensor w is defined as, I'm going to write it in the following way. I'm going to want v1 copies of the whole original vector. v1 copies of the whole original vector w, all the way to vn times a copy of the original vector w. What does that mean? What do I mean by this? Well, each one of these is going to be a vector, so I'm thinking of stacking a bunch of different vectors, and that's going to be isomorphic to just the larger vector itself. So this would mean, this is just more writing now, so it's v1 times w1 through v1 times wn. M. That's what I mean by this first element here. So what you see, v1 times the vector w, is exactly what I mean here. It's v1 times each component of the vector w. Now that continues all the way through vn times w1 and up to vn times wm. So that would be the last element and the second element that we've written here. All right. So given this definition, we're going to come to our first exercise. First exercise is actually going to be to write out the tensor product of two qubits. So now using this definition, I want you to explicitly evaluate 0 tensor 0 and write this as a vector. Make sure you get know what the dimension should be and write down all the components. And then try to do the same thing for 0 tensor 1, 1 tensor 0, and 1 tensor 1.